Computer. Okay. All right. So welcome everybody who either is here or who is watching this as a recording. We're really happy that you're here because for me personally, Earth Day is every day, and it's a very special time because I am very, very earth conscious. So this is one of the reasons why I've started this whole health journey to begin with. So with me today is Amy Ketchuff, and my very good friend who we do a lot of these presentations together. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact the person who shared this with you and who invited you. And other than that, we are ready to get going. So there we go. Okay. So we're talking today about being clean, and being clean from the inside, being clean on the outside. So everything that we can touch, anything that comes in contact with us, we want to make sure that we're limiting the amount of toxins that actually get absorbed by our bodies, because a toxic load to your body becomes very unhealthy. You might not notice it right away, but over time, you absolutely will. So just some quick statistics. Chemical pollutants have been found to be 2 to 5 times higher inside our house versus outside. And one of those reasons is because we got so good at building these airtight houses that everything that was in there, anything that was off-gassing, as they call it, like your furniture or building materials, things like that, those things ended up being trapped in your house. So the other big thing is any kind of chemicals that you bring in. So anything that you bring in to clean with, or any of your laundry detergent, or a lot of these very scented things that are available these days, little Glade plugins, all that kind of stuff. All of that stays trapped in our house. And that's why we've got these statistics saying that it's actually 2 to 5 times higher inside than outside.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my turn.
Yes.
and so it, like, just to kind of tag on what Anka is saying, so we want, and it's obviously really important that we're not breathing these things, which we'll get into what they cause in a minute. But, we want to work to try to keep the toxic load in our bodies lower. There are some things we can't control, but we want to look at the things that we can. And like, as Anka's talking about all these gases and the different, pollutants in the house, and also, by the way, allergens, but this will help with. But I have an air purifier in every room in every bedroom in our house. I really still need to get one in the living room, but we're in our bedrooms more than anything when we're home because we're out a lot. So, we sleep all night with air purifiers. And so that is a help. That's one thing you can do. And we also eat organic as much as possible to keep that toxic load low. And we don't use plastic, but we use glass containers, which I'm sorry, I know, Anka, you're going to get into that. And we also are, we're careful about what we use on our bodies and what we use for cleaning, and that all helps to keep the toxic load lower. And I was just thinking today about how we cleansed with a group of people at the beginning of the year, and the idea is to detox, right? So this is like a perfect follow-up, because we want to keep that toxic load lower. And how can we do that? Well, we can look at the different ways that toxins are getting into our bodies and just address the ones that we can. Like I said, it's never going to be perfect, but there is a lot we can do. And so it's also super serious for everyone, but for our children, because their skin to body ratio is much higher. They're like, when they breathe in and when they touch things, there's just a lot more of an effect that happens to them. And one of the things we see is that 1 in 12 school-age kids now have asthma. Now, we've been able to help asthma through the green cleaning products we'll talk about in a little while. and, you know, it's because even the laundry, like sleeping on it, and they're breathing in these fumes of what was, you know, with traditional laundry powders that are aggravating these respiratory issues. And so it really can make a difference. And there are other potential health effects besides the respiratory irritation that I'm talking about: bronchitis and emphysema, and eye, nose, and throat irritation, and respiratory infections in children, and headaches. And I'm surprised this list doesn't have rash on it. I think it should, you know, definitely. My daughter's skin is very sensitive, and she gets rashes easily. And then the last thing on that list is nausea. And that would definitely be a red flag. If you're feeling nauseous when you're home in your house, you know, what do you have in your house that could be of the toxic nature?
I have to share this, Amy. So when Tim and I were just in Mexico, we got on the bus to go back to the airport. And the people in Mexico were just so wonderful and so accommodating all the time. And so the bus driver, as he's waiting for everybody to come on board, he opens up this little satchel. And in this satchel, he's got all these little tubs, right? And he peels back these covers from these tubs, and they're all these tubs of air freshener. And he puts them like one above the door, one over here, one over there. And by the time I got to the airport, I'm really sensitive to smells, but we all had our masks on, right? But by the time I got to the airport, I was so nauseous because of all of these air fresheners. So, you know, a lot of times when we think that we are doing good for ourselves, freshening the air, oftentimes we just have to be really careful on what we use. So yeah. I had to add that because that just reminded me of it.
Well, you just reminded me that I cannot be put in the color room at my hairdressers because other people are getting color done besides me. I need to be put separate because I get a headache immediately if there's multiple people in the room. I mean, you know, it's probably not good. Like I said, we don't do this perfectly. Vanity sometimes takes a front seat, but you know, anyway. So yeah, I mean that, like, you know, we don't think about that.
Right.
So we want to really just take action is what we're talking about, and do what we can. Use products safely. Boy, you know, I'll divulge a little something. I was once upon a time a smoker. Okay, it was a long time ago. I quit when I was 24 years old, and that was 25 years ago. So that was a long time ago. But I cannot even be around smoke. I'm so sensitive to it now. You know, so we want to restrict it or restrict being around it. Use our appliances properly. We want, obviously, like Anka was saying, to work on really thinking about what we're purchasing. You know, okay, the cheap rug from Wayfair may seem like a good deal, but what is it made of? You know, and so we just, you know, we have to try to factor that thinking in. And then not to bash Wayfair, but so, and then practice good housekeeping, keeping our house clean. Actually, we track toxins in with our shoes. We should all take our shoes off at the front door so we're not tracking in things from outdoors that we don't want in our house. And then obviously provide adequate ventilation. Air purifiers too are really good. And then eliminate the use of toxic chemicals at home. And Anka's going to talk a little bit about that topic.
Yeah, so I am not going to get into minutia detail with all of this, but there are certain things that when you start to look at the labeling on the bottles of your cleaners that are going to show you what is in the cleaner, but it's the regulations don't require that everything be shown, and it certainly doesn't require that long-term issues from that product and the ingredients in that product are shown on that bottle. So the warning labels that you might see on a bottle of cleaner, of any kind of cleaner or air freshener, those are the immediate challenges that you might face or might experience when you're using that product. But it doesn't tell you what could happen long term. And again, just because of time for today, but if you would like, there's a really interesting sheet from the MSDS that shows the long-term effects and the short-term effects of all of your different cleaning products that you have for all different areas of your home. So you can see, I think ammonia is something that probably we're most familiar with, and we know that it really smells bad, and we know that we don't really want to be in contact with it. But then when you think about things like degreasers or glass cleaners or oven cleaners or toilet cleaners, and a lot of these things now, because of the chemicals that are in there, they're additionally scented to mask the smell of the chemicals. So it's kind of like this overload of fumes. And because we're talking about Earth Day, I want to share again, we are, there are so many people on this earth using so many of these chemicals, and these chemicals do build up, and they do have negative effects on the earth. And so anytime we can use something that is going to have not only a positive effect for us, but then a positive effect for Mother Earth as well, that would be the first choice. So again, here are just some things that when you're looking at that labeling, that you might want to look at. Hydrochloric acid, again, I think we're all most familiar with that, but butyl cellulose you might not be familiar with. And there are a lot of products that have this in there. And if you look at that, you can see all of these different products that might have butyl cellulose. So if you look at, again, what are some of these alternatives? There are some alternatives that you have from Shaklee, and Shaklee has done a beautiful job to be able to basically from soup to nuts, and Amy is going to share a lot more about it, but from your general cleaning to your laundry, to your dishes, to everything that you might want to clean, there is a solution. And what's really important is it's an earth-friendly solution, and it actually works. And then Amy's going to share a lot more about it. But these are the things that we do not have in these products. And these are if you want to take a picture of this slide, these are the things that you want to look at on that ingredient list to make sure that they are not in the products that you take and bring into your home.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, as Anka said, we have products for every area of cleaning in your home. And I feel that I have to tell my story at this point of when I started with the Shaklee cleaning products 15 years ago. And so I had been dabbling in green up to that point. I was aware, I was working on it, but I didn't have a real solid solution until I found Shaklee. And at the time I was pregnant with my first child, who is going to be 15 next week, which I can't believe. And, I didn't want Matthew crawling around on toxic chemicals on the floor. I was concerned that even though we had the locks on the cabinets, that he could get to something that would be dangerous for him. The timing of me finding Shaklee was so wonderful, because I decided to get everything that Shaklee had to replace what I had. It was called the Get Clean Kit. We actually still have it. And I put all of those questionable cleaners in the box that all the Get Clean cleaners came in. And I did that because I was like, well, if they don't work, I don't want to throw these out. So, because what if I need them? So I put them all in the shed. Well, lo and behold, they all worked. And 3 years later, we were cleaning the shed out, and there's this box. And the thing is that I was absolutely convinced and knew so much more at this point that I didn't want to give those products away. I didn't want to give them to a church or a school. I didn't want to pour them down my drain I didn't want my septic to have to deal with it, or my groundwater to be polluted. I didn't know what to do with them. I'll be honest, my husband took them away. I'm not sure what he did with them. So that was our solution at the time. So anyway, so that was my intro, and I can swear by these products for that. I've been using them for 15 years. And so first, the cornerstone piece of this product line is called Basic H, and this is sort of your everything cleaner. It's so versatile. You can do everything from wash your veggies to wash your floors with it, right? It's a natural bug repellent. It takes the sting out of burns. You can mix it. Go ahead, Anka, to the next page. You can mix it. We have a 3-pack of bottles that come in the Get Clean kit, or you can purchase if you're just doing individual products. And there is the all-purpose cleaner mixture, and you use just your kitchen teaspoons for this, like your measuring spoons. So you've got your all-purpose cleaner, your window cleaner, your degreaser, just like you buy. But the cool thing is you add the water. This is a concentrated product. So you're not putting all those plastic bottles in a landfill somewhere. And B, you're not paying for water, which you're doing in these other products. And so you're just buying your bottle of, in 15 years, I'm on my 3rd or 4th bottle of Basic H.
Wow.
Okay. So that is like a lot of cleaning and a lot of years later. So you can see how much money you can save with it as well. So it's really a great product. And I use it for almost every job in my house, except that you can go to the next slide, Anka. And so Scour Off is something that I use on some tougher jobs. An example might be if I need to clean my oven. And that's a really good product because it's slightly naturally abrasive. I also would use it in my bathtub. Sometimes if you don't wash your bathtub enough, it can get that film on it. And so I'll use Scour Off on my bathtub. Anyway, I love Scour Off. It is a customer favorite, like it says on the slide. It really is. People love it. And so I use that. And then we also have one product. Oh, actually, you go ahead, Anka, to the next slide. Let me see what we have next. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and Nature Bright. And so Nature Bright is another product that I use in more than one place in my home. If you have a white sink, it's great to use to whiten your sink. It's so easy. You just literally fill your basin with water, sprinkle in the Nature Bright, and walk away for an hour or two, and that sink gets so white. This is also true for your toilet bowl. If you have a problem with getting the ring out or getting it to really get clean, before I use the other product that I use on it, I first sprinkle some of this in and leave it sitting there for a while. And the thing about Nature Bright is that it actually is it's one of our laundry products, and it's a whitener brightener, and it's non-chlorine bleach. So it's not bad for you to use. It's not bad for your groundwater or your septic. These products actually are I keep bringing up septic because I have one, but these products are and it is the most expensive appliance in your home or on your property, right? It shouldn't be in your home, but yeah. So it's really important to take good care of it. And our septic has always been so very healthy every time we've had to get it drained. And they've commented on how healthy it is, the way the bacteria, the way the things separate, and without getting too into it, and the bacteria level, because these toxic cleaners actually kill what needs to be in the septic and really can mess your septic up. And you don't want that. So moving on. No, go ahead. So I love our fresh laundry liquid. It's HE compatible. But what I love, well, first of all, it works so great. It's hypoallergenic, non-chlorinated, of course. And we do have a fragrance free. Even though our fragrances when it says it's got a fragrance, it's so light. Yeah. And it's natural. People don't react to it. But we do also have a fragrance spray. And it is actually my go-to for stain removal. I have never had a product, and it even says there, it works better than OxyClean. I'm going by the slide because I've never used OxyClean, but but Anka's very honest, so I know that's true. She wouldn't put it up there if it wasn't.
And if I can share, so I selfishly shared this product with my massage therapist who I go to every month. And, the head cradle you put your face in, right? So she uses this on the cover on the head cradle and then all the sheets and everything. And since I have sensitive skin, when I go to other massage therapists, I often end up getting a rash around my face, right? Or redness. And anyway, so I shared this with Annie, with my massage therapist, and now I get to have this when I get a massage.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We also, by the way, it's not listed on one of our slides, but I want to point out, you reminded me about our germ off wipes. We have excellent wipes that are very powerful, but they are safe. They're not toxic. So you don't have to worry about touching them with your hands, but they even kill COVID. So, they're really good. They're what I use to wipe down my bathroom in between. That's my primary use for them. Also to wipe down my weights in my gym.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we also have kitchen products. And so we have an excellent dishwasher automatic powder, which these are some of the worst in terms of toxins. And think about all that washing down through your sewer, where all of that is going, right?
The lakes, yeah.
Yeah. And so these are free of chlorine bleach. They really work. And then we have a liquid that is for your pots and pans that works even better than all of those other things, like, those traditional liquids, right? And so just a couple of drops and it cleans so well. Gentle on your skin, which is really important. And so is our hand wash concentrate, very gentle on your skin. Our hand wash concentrate smells wonderful. You can actually add water. A lot of our products are concentrated. You can add water to our hand wash concentrate. You can do that with our hand wash liquid. Our hand dishwash liquid as well. So, okay, what's next? Is there anything?
All right.
Oh, and it's you, Anka.
So I absolutely love reusing things. So there's nothing that pains me more than going to the grocery store and seeing people leaving with their grocery carts full of, and I'm sorry if I offend somebody by saying this, but full of plastic bags with, all of their groceries in there. So there's a lot of things that we can do that are what are seemingly little things, but that have a huge impact on Mother Earth. And so over the years, I have just tried to educate myself, because I got really tired of paper towels. I got really tired of aluminum foil in a huge way. And there's a big health thing with aluminum foil too, that I've recently learned through functional nutrition is we actually carry a lot of that aluminum, even though we don't think that we do, off of aluminum foil and ingest it. And it becomes very toxic in our bodies. So we really want to make sure that we pretty much eliminate aluminum foil. And for the most part, I have eliminated aluminum foil from use in my house. So the next 3 slides are about things that I've done, that I've used, that are readily available. You just have to go on the internet and look them up. But things to be able to cover your bowls with, or cover things with, or wrap things in. So, and those take the place of like aluminum foil or plastic wrap. I don't even have plastic wrap in the house. And if I can, if like I can't use these things for like in the oven, but I'll use parchment paper, and parchment paper biodegrades way faster. It's not even a test than aluminum foil. So again, the more that we can ditch the aluminum, the better. So these flexible bowl covers on the left, they are fantastic. They're BPA free, and they come in all these little different sizes, and they stretch really well. And then they've got these little tabs on them so that when you're, trying to do it on your own and you're stretching it over a bowl, it doesn't snap back. It's really easy to do. And then it's really easy to take off, and it keeps everything super fresh. And then these little things here on the right, I call the bee's knees. So these are beeswax coated cloth. And these are super great because you can wrap your vegetables in it. They mold to whatever it is that you are wrapping or covering. So if you have a larger bowl, like, I don't know if you can see it here, but this one on the bottom, it's a huge one. It's like 2 feet by 2 feet. So I can wrap like my biggest bowl in that wrapper, and it keeps stuff super fresh. And then all you need to do is, once you're done with them, you just wipe them clean, even if you get like sticky stuff on it. Maple syrup, I use them for everything. So those are super cool. I love all of these. And then here's some other alternatives. So when I go to the grocery store, I have a whole bunch of these bags that are kind of made from netting. They kind of remind me of like gauze or mosquito netting, dense mosquito netting. But you can see yesterday's cabbage was in there, and it keeps food just as fresh or fresher than the plastic bags that you use at the grocery store to put your produce in. And what I like about these is they're all in various different sizes. I ordered like one batch and it had 3 different sizes. And I've used these now it's at least 5 years. And I have not had to replace one. So they are really, they do, yeah, they hang out, they really do well. And you can wash them. They're completely washable. These, and
Okay.
I'm trying, yep.
What are they called? I've actually don't have those. I'd like those.
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember the name of them. But if you Google vegetable wrap,
right,
you should be able to find them. And if you can't, let me know, and I'll look and see what they're called. These ones, I wish I remember the name. And again, I can look it up for you. These I absolutely adore because you can put these in boiling water. You can microwave them, you can freeze them, you can put them in the fridge, and they have a Ziploc that is to die for. So that Ziploc like keeps things in. And again, they come in all different kinds of sizes. This one stands up by itself because it kind of has a flat bottom, but they're fantastic. I love these. And again, but these ones are a little bit more expensive, but I basically keep collecting them. And so now I have a good enough collection, a big enough collection that I don't need to get any more. And then number 3 is the cheapest alternative, a ball jar, so just a mason jar. I put everything in there from soups or broths, and I freeze them. You just need to make sure that you don't fill them to the top and you don't tighten the lid until it's frozen. But you can freeze stuff in there. Again, you can put it into a pot of boiling water if you needed to. So these are super versatile besides canning or things like that. So any questions on any of those? Okay, then these last ones are fun. So again, like Amy said, there's things that we can use for storage. So again, don't wrap things in aluminum foil or plastic wrap. Instead, have glass containers. So at Costco, again, I collected them over a period of time. They were on sale. I think they were like $20 for a set of 12, and they're all different sizes. And that's all we have in our cupboard now for storage. So it's for storage in the fridge and that kind of thing. And then what I found is that too many of these glass containers ended up in the freezer, and then, we would be not having enough to store our daily leftovers in. And so I got BPA free. It's the exact same company, but it's the BPA free plastic version of it. And these are the ones that go to work with people or school with people or go in the freezer. So those are the ones that are, if they get broken or whatever or lost, I don't care. But again, super inexpensive, and they literally live in this box. And I didn't realize with an ice cube tray, but they live in this box. And this is what we use when we freeze stuff or when I freeze stuff. And then number 3 here, this is one of my favorites, and Amy was asking about these. So these are alpaca hair balls. And these are, you put them in the dryer, and they actually take the place of your dryer sheets. And I've had these for, oh boy, it's at least 2 or 3 years, because I got them on my anniversary trip in Door County. And they do not shed hair on your clothing, because they're really tightly, the pack of hair is really tightly wrapped. But you can eliminate fabric softener, dryer sheets, and dryer sheets are incredibly toxic, not only to your skin, but to the environment. They I don't know how long it is, but it is more than decades to biodegrade. They're horrible things. So if you can find a solution that suits your lifestyle for replacing those dryer sheets, that's a huge win. All right, Amy.
All right. So in the beginning, I mentioned that what we put on ourselves also affects the toxic load in our bodies, because what goes on our skin goes in our bodies. And so I just love that we have an excellent skincare solution that, is healthy, creates a healthy environment on our skin, does not have any toxins in it, is all natural botanicals, and has the side benefit of being a really incredible anti-aging line. And so I have seen, I just want to point out that we don't need to do, all of these expensive dermatological, I think that's the word. That was pretty good. Things to have our skin be firmer and have our skin be a little more lifted, and a reduction of fine lines and wrinkles. We can find a healthy solution where we both benefit in the way our skin looks, but also in the fact that it's healthy. And I love our skincare because it also blocks all the free radical reactions that come against your skin that cause skin damage, which causes aging, but can also cause things like skin cancer. And so this is something to help with prevention from skin cancer, which we know has been so on the rise, right? And so we have a full line of products. If you're interested in this, talk to who brought you here, or who gave this recording to you. And we can certainly go definitely more in depth in with what the Shaklee skincare entails. And
okay. And then not to overwhelm, I am first off I am not going over all of these products, so please don't worry. But what I wanted to show you is, again, it's from soup to nuts. So it's all the things that that you typically have in your home that you are going to use that would impact your skin. So for example, on the top, we've got an SPF 30 suntan lotion that's also reef safe, which is fantastic. And so that is something, I'm never without. I have very sensitive skin, so I'm happy to say that the products that Amy just shared, as well as these ones, I can use all of them without having skin issues, which is a big deal for me. And then you can see there's just all kinds of different things: moisturizing shower gel, a hand and body lotion, baby products, which are fantastic if you've got somebody who's having a baby, or even if you want to use it. There's a lot of people that I know that use the Shaklee baby massage oil. They really like that. And then I
bring that with me, Anka. I bring that with me on massages.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. Okay, score. That's good. And then I do want to point out, there's a couple of products here that I want to point out. So the Meadow Blend cleansing bar is one of my favorite. It is fabulously portable. It's what's in my shower, as well as the moisturizing shower gel. But when you have an 18-year-old son who goes through the moisturizing shower gel way too fast, and you ban him from using it, he needs to use something good. So he uses this, and it's way less expensive. Not that this is expensive, but it's way less expensive to do that for him. But it's a great cleansing bar, and it's not soapy. None of these things are, so that you don't end up getting a film on your bathtub or your shower like you would with soaps. And then the other one that I want to just share here really quickly is this Herbal Blend Multi-Purpose Cream. And it is so appropriately named because I use it all over my body. I use it for bug bites. I use it for sore joints, muscles. I use it for calluses. I mean, it's literally, it's just everything. And then finally, we have a whole line of hair products as well that I absolutely love. And they just made it easier for those of us who have glasses and who are blind in the shower. I now know which one is my shampoo by the size and the color, and which one is my conditioner, and I'm not fiddling around anymore. So that's an extra added bonus. All right, Amy.
All right. So we would be remiss to not mention why, many of our solutions tonight were not shackly, but why is it that our solutions are shackly? And it's because of the quality of the products. Just like if you are listening to this and you're one of our supplement users, already the quality, the lengths they go to for purity, and the lengths they go to make sure everything is exactly right. And they do the same thing with their cleaning products, with the environment in mind and your body. Same thing with our skin, anything that goes on our skin, and keeping the environment in mind and our body, right? What's the healthiest thing for us? And so they are safe, they are proven. And what's cool about Shackley products is they are guaranteed. Because there's such a low rate of return on the Shackley products, there is a money-back guarantee on everything, even if the container's empty. And so for any reason a product did not give you the results you needed, or was something that just didn't work for you, we're always happy to help. To try to help you find a different solution that might work better, and to get your money back if that's what you need to do. So
excellent. All right, and then here's just a quick little picture of Amy and I having some fun doing some of the fun things that we do. And I think I would be remiss to say, our health is our most important thing that we need to take care of. And then, of course, so is Mother Earth, because if we don't have our health and we don't have a healthy Mother Earth, then Amy and I aren't going to be able to do all these things. And neither are you. And so that's the really important thing to kind of take away from here, is that you don't have to do all of these things. You can do one thing or two things that's going to it's going to be a small thing that you do that's just going to have a huge impact. And that's really what Amy and I are here to help you with. So if you have any questions, let us know. Again, if somebody else sent this video to you, this recording, just get in contact with them. But before we go, Deb, do you have any questions at all? No? Okay. Super. All right. Well, then thank you so much, Deb. Thank you for being here live. Yay. And I will go ahead and stop our recording.